All right, here we go.
You're up. I see you.
Yay.
You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast. Thank you for joining. We're a couple hours early tonight, 6 p.m. I kind of like this slot, Soul Gravy.
Yeah, it does. It's fine with me. If you want to go there later, we'll debate that in the meetings that we don't have.
Yeah, we'll put our intern on it.
Got
What was for dinner, Gravy?
Nothing yet.
Oh,
Nothing
all right.
yet. Yeah.
I think there's a theory, kind of like with the old sports ball. If you play while you're hungry, you're a little bit more focused. I know it works that way with my golf game. So
Well, I'm definitely sleepier at 8 after dinner, so
That's
there's no doubt about that. 100%.
we would like to recognize our friends Evan Boyer and Adam Hood for the intro. Always puts a smile on my face to hear that. Thanks to those guys. Shout out to
Who's
Evan.
watching us from behind on this one?
Very nice.
Making sure we're good.
Yep. And folks, we see you on TikTok, Facebook, and the YouTube. We appreciate you being here. We'd like to thank you all for subscribing. We're not going to ask you necessarily to subscribe, but I'll just keep talking.
You get tired of this shit already.
It didn't take long. So we thank you very much for subscribing. That allows us to get great guests like our guest tonight. So everybody say hello to Josh Meloy.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I was trying to get my Wi-Fi working. I'm doing all right, though, fellas.
All right, man. Well, we'll
The
give
real
you a
life
second.
stuff.
Yeah, take your time. We're super excited to have you on tonight. We get excited about all the folks that we get to have on, but this is one specifically that I'd had circled on my little fancy spreadsheet. And shout out to Ted for helping us make this happen. So we appreciate you taking time to join us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, Ted's a good one. He's been on me about this. You know me, I'm lazy. I finally made it happen, though.
No, we sincerely appreciate it. But for maybe there's somebody out there for whatever reason they don't know who Josh Meloy is. Could you take a couple minutes and just give us a little bit of your background, and then we'll get into it from there?
Yeah, man. So I've been playing music. I'm 32 now. I think time goes by fast. I'll start with that, but I've been playing music for probably 10 years. I didn't plan on doing music. I'm not like a career musician like a lot of guys. It wasn't like something I ever thought I would do. And I kind of graduated high school and had an identity crisis, I guess you could say. And music somehow came along. I've done a lot of other stuff, though. I wanted to be a basketball coach. I went to nursing school. I'm a nurse. I was going to be a firefighter, real estate. I've been into so many things, and I found music. I think I finally took it serious in my early 20s. And I don't know, since then it's just been incredible. I don't know. I got really lucky.
Well, that's super cool. We'll touch on this a little bit down the road, but I would imagine some of those different experiences have to contribute to the old song creation piece, right?
Oh, dude, absolutely. That's kind of where it all comes from. All the different things I've tried.
Yeah, for sure. That's super cool. I dig that and respect that. So we are now going to play everybody's, I think we called it America's favorite game. Why are they famous, Soul Gravy?
America. Okay. All right. Why limit it to just America?
Yeah,
Come on.
that's true. I mean,
Get your goals together.
That's a good point.
All right.
The town in question tonight is Josh's hometown of Hennessy, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Hennessy, as of the 2020 census, has a population of just over 2,100.
Your growing metropolis is what I call it, man.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. Just north and west of Oklahoma City. Is that right? Maybe
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. All right. So that's Hennessy, Oklahoma. We are going to expand for your
I'm
benefit.
familiar with Hennessy, but for different reasons.
Different reasons, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We are going to expand a little bit just to give Soul Gravy a chance tonight. We're going to expand to Kingfisher County, which Hennessy is part of. So,
Right.
in terms of distance, We like to do this also, just
a little closer.
Point of reference. Actually, further away than last night for both of us. Soul Gravy, Hennessy is 546 miles to you. Soul Gravy is just outside of Memphis.
Okay.
And 267 miles to me. I'm just north of Dallas. So.
Okay, not far from you.
Nope, not at all. All right, here we go. Soul Gravy,
right.
Good luck. We've got about 10. So we'll see how it
Let's roll through these so I can get them wrong.
All right, first one, we're going to start you off. This should be an easy single. Sam Walton.
Sam Walton. Okay, I thought that was Arkansas, but okay.
Well,
I'm familiar with Sam Walton. He takes a lot of my money.
Was born in Kingfisher County. Actually, I think he was born in Kingfisher. So.
Okay.
Yep. Shout out to Walmarts. They're everywhere.
Shout out Kingfisher County.
That's right. All right. Let's go with Curtis Lofton.
Okay, Josh, I'm going to phone a friend. Do you know who that is?
I do, man. He played in the NFL, Kingfisher High School.
Yeah.
It's been my sister's era. He's a little older than me.
Played for the Falcons and Raiders, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Badass linebacker. All right, next up. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult, Soul Gravy. His name's Abraham Jefferson Say, S-E-A-Y.
I hate to say it, but I'm not familiar with his work.
Well done. He was the third governor of the Oklahoma Territory, so even before it was a state. I think that the name maybe gave it away, that he might be a little old-timey.
A little older, yeah.
Yeah,
older.
for sure.
I don't know too many modern Abrahams, but I'm sure there's.
Can't say I knew that one either, so I'm with you.
That's fair. There is something pretty cool. He has a historic mansion that's preserved as a landmark in the city of Kingfisher. There's a few of those.
Okay.
Kind of like the Marlin Mansion up near Ponca, and
right.
One of those really cool old school mansions. All right, Soul Gravy, we've got a few more.
Okay.
This one's going to be tough for you. His name's Joseph Danne, D-A-N-N-E.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Feel free to take a stab.
I'm sure
this is going to be a good guess. Let's hear it.
I'm sure it's not sports ball.
It's not sports.
I didn't think so. Let's see. He was a general in the Civil War.
It's a good guess, but I think Oklahoma was independent in the Civil War. I'm pretty sure, or non-affiliated. So Joseph, was an agricultural researcher who developed and improved the highly successful Triumph and Super Triumph strains of winter wheat.
Okay.
Joseph.
It's pretty important.
Yeah, super important.
It's probably more important than sports ball.
Well, questionable, but yeah, it's pretty important. Joe Reddington. This one also could be difficult.
I'm not familiar with his work either.
This is maybe one of the more wild ones that I've heard. He's known as the father of the Iditarod. Do you know what the Iditarod is?
Wow.
No, I do not. What is that?
It's a race in Alaska with the sled dogs where they.
Oh, okay.
Like they used to show it on Wide World of Sports back in the day.
Right.
But it was like he was the founder and the father of
From
the
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Didn't know that either. That's incredible.
A snow sport inventor from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about Carl Mays, Soul Gravy?
I don't think I'm familiar. What did Carl do?
Carl played in the MLB, and he won 4 World Series titles. He was a pitcher from 1915 to 1929, so just a hair.
Wow.
Slightly before my time, but all right.
Yep. I think that is it.
Okay.
So you know what? You got a couple.
I got a couple.
I mean,
thank you.
Respectable.
Yeah.
You had Austin last night.
I tried. Kind of That's what counts.
Right? We had a lot of famous folks to choose from Austin.
Yeah, definitely. So. That one
was.
Oh man. Yeah, that one.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, you were like 8 for 9 or 9 for 10.
Yeah, night. That was pretty good last night. But it was easy.
All right, Josh. Thanks for putting up with our shenanigans. We're gonna get into asking you semi-important questions about music now. So
Sweet, man.
First question I want to ask you is called the pie question. We are going to divide this pie up into four sections that involve music. So the first section of pie is song creation or songwriting. Second section is production. Third section is performance. And then the fourth section is all the stuff that you end up spending time doing that may or may not be directly related to music, like hanging out on strange podcasts, doing social media.
Do a lot of that.
Yeah, changing tires on your band van, stuff that
we just did that the other day, man. Last run, we had to change a little tire.
So that's the fourth slice of pie. But my question for you, I guess, to start off is which one of those pieces feels most like home for you?
Man, songwriting and or the fourth one, just random stuff.
Okay.
I would say for sure.
Interesting. All right. So let's dig in on songwriting first. I know you're fiercely, or at least my understanding is you're pretty independent when it comes to.
I have. I write with my buddy who plays bass guitar for me. I don't know. I would say like one out of every 5 songs we'll throw it and co-write it. And I do a little co-writing. I'm not against it at all. Just starting out, I just wrote all by myself, and I became pretty efficient at it. So I naturally was kind of used to doing it that way. But I'm open to co-writing,
Do you think that I guess arose out of the fact that you were kind of a little bit of a lone wolf geographically?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't have a big music scene, or I wasn't really a part of it because I kind of started a little later. And I'm like, I live in Hennessy still. So like, I'm pretty localized. There's not a music scene in Hennessy, The closest is Stillwater, which I have buddies over there. And I did while I was playing, but it's not like I would just drive over there,
right?
3 or 4 times a week. I pretty much just decided, man, I can do this, here at home. And kind of the lone wolf mentality, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I totally respect that. I guess one of the things that I find interesting when we ask the question about songwriting is everybody that we talk to, no matter how many people we ask, they all have a little bit of a unique process in terms of how they get the song out from wherever it's coming from. I'm curious, is there anything that is, I don't know, maybe you could tell us a little bit about how songwriting works for you and kind of maybe where things come from in terms of inspiration and kind of how you work through the structure and those types of things?
Yeah. Nowadays, I feel like early on, I was maybe more motivated with a chip on my shoulder to just sit down and write. And now, with life and kids and a family, it's harder. So really a lot of my ideas I drive a lot. We all do in my band. We're like pretty independent. We still drive, do everything ourselves. And when I'm behind the wheel, or driving through the night, it's kind of like I've got nothing else to do. This would be a perfect time to write a song. So I'll just kind of hum melodies and come up with lyrics in my head. And that's kind of like I'll get home and then finish them. But sometimes at home, I'll sit down and write a song. I don't know. Sometimes they come to me just sitting around and I'll go grab a guitar. But a lot of it is like on the road. I'll think of something, save it in my voice memos, go home, write it out.
Yep.
And I enjoy that. I like telling stories. I've liked that since I was a little kid. I remember it had nothing to do with music, but the first time I knew that I had like a pretty big imagination, I was a kid and there was a contest for writing like a Halloween story. And I'd never done anything like that. And I did it and I won second place. And people were like, how did you come up with this odd story? And so I've just always been like that kind of. So it translated really well to songwriting.
Super cool. And in my head, I'm envisioning like the Christmas Story, where the little kids writing this, A+.
Right.
Probably slightly different, but
should have been a movie, man.
Yeah. So with regard to songwriting, is there something that typically comes first? Is it melody? Is it lyrics, or is it just kind of come as it comes to you?
I would say almost melody and lyrics simultaneously. if I'm good at anything, really, it's more melody. Like I that comes pretty easy to me is coming up with a melody that's like singable, or at least that's what like my friends have told me. Because like my buddy Hunter, he's a great songwriter and he can do really detailed lyrics, and he's always telling me like it's ridiculous that you just pop off with a a melody that a crowd could sing. So that's something I think I'm fairly good at and that comes pretty quick for me. But other than that, I mean, it's not easy to write a song. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But melody's probably where I start.
Okay, cool. And I know you talked a little bit just about kind of the Stillwater world, and if I did my research correctly, I think you started kind of kicking around the idea in college. Is that right?
Yeah, man. I was like, I already like I kind of have a different story sometimes, but it's pretty similar. It was like right when I graduated college, I kind of got introduced to the red dirt world over in Stillwater, and I wanted to play basketball before that for a living. Like that's all I wanted to do was play college basketball and then become a basketball coach. And that didn't work. And I'm like, man, now what am I going to do? I have nothing. And I started going to concerts and stuff right out of high school. And I had a guitar my grandpa gave me, but I'd play it and put it down, play it, put it down. I never really learned. I just honestly didn't think I could. I thought this is too hard. And then I finally went to a concert that really inspired me. And I just thought, I'm going to do that. And I left during the concert and I like literally went home and started playing the guitar that night. I was like, I'm going to do that someday. And I don't know how, but yeah, that's how it started. And then, I started releasing music on Spotify probably way before I should have. I was really green, but I'm like an impulsive person. But it worked out in my favor because I was on Spotify, years before a lot of other people were. So sure. I got my numbers up. And I started recording pretty quickly after I learned to play an instrument because learning the instrument was hard. But like right when I learned it, I could write songs. Like that was a natural thing was songwriting.
Makes sense.
So after I could like actually sing through a song, immediately started booking gigs, and I was awful, but I kind of threw myself out there really quick, and it worked out. I mean, I improved over the years, but that's how it started. I started playing little tiny dive bars in this part of Oklahoma, and then I got lucky enough to get a few gigs in Stillwater, and then it just built.
I got before we get away from the songwriting part. Are you a finish one song first kind of person, or do you got several songs going on at one time, or is it?
I wish, man, but I think this is probably the theme of most people. I'll write a verse and a chorus and I'll be like, oh, it's awesome. And then I'll be like, it's like a pain in the butt to sit down and finish it. So I'll just do everything in my power not to until something in me's like, sit down and finish the freaking song, dude. So I got idea here songs everywhere, man. I forget about them. I got to go back and like find them in my phone. I wish I wasn't like that, but I am.
That's probably most common, really.
Yeah, I think that's super common for sure. I would be remiss if I didn't ask which concert you were at when you kind of got the bug.
William Clark Green, dude.
Oh,
yeah. I was that was the one. It was at the Tumbleweed in Stillwater, and I was like, just because, like, I guess I don't know if it makes me like an attention craver or what it is, but my personality, like playing basketball, I loved it, because you were out there and the whole crowd was there for you. And I was just at that concert and I seen everybody singing his songs. And I was just like, how amazing must that be? And how cool is that?
For sure.
So I was just like blown away. I just couldn't believe it. So I'm like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I love hearing that. I guess one of the things that you brought up basketball, I mean, we could spend the rest of the time talking about basketball. I don't know. So great you kicked me off of the podcast, but we'll just talk a little bit about it. So,
sure.
Did you, how to say this the right way? Did you choose a college that was too big in terms of trying to play basketball?
Well, I wanted to do it my whole life. And then when it came down to it, I was almost questioning myself. Like, I don't want to do this. All my friends are going to Oklahoma State. I'll just go there.
Right.
And I probably could have. Hopefully, could have played at this JUCO locally in Enid. You know, if I would have tried harder and I guess actually wanted to do it. And instead, I chose to go to Oklahoma State, and I didn't really regret it. Honestly, it was just like I wanted to do it forever, and then I didn't.
Right.
I don't know even how to explain it. It was weird. Maybe it was cold feet. I don't know. Or the fact that, it's like everyone told me, dude, this is like a job. So I hope you're ready. And then I was like, man, do I really want to do this that bad? Or is this what I want my whole life to be, is playing basketball?
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting too is choosing. I mean, there's a lot of great schools that you can go to, but if you just had an inkling that you might want to do something musical, especially, in or around the red dirt scene, like there's a couple colleges that you would choose that would be at the top of your list. And I'm sure Oklahoma State or Stillwater would be on that list.
Right.
So we're glad you maybe didn't pursue the basketball.
Yeah, dude, it wouldn't have worked out anyways. Might have got like a couple $1,000s off my tuition, but
right, for sure.
So the basketball question: who, pro or college, was your go-to if you were watching at home?
Man, when I was a kid, Kobe Bryant, he was like my idol. I was obsessed. Everything in my room was Kobe Bryant. I'm just, totally obsessed. He was my hero, like most people's Michael Jordan. And I liked Allen Iverson too. People like that. People with a little swag that could move.
The real AI stand up.
Yeah, dude.
Talking about practice.
So I like those guys, and like it translated to me when I was a kid. And I knew some people were like, this kid's trying to be like a show off or flashy, but like I was obsessed with the NBA. So it was just funny.
So,
Gotcha.
who do you have a team now? Are you a Thunder fan or
Thunder guy?
Okay.
I don't watch as I do like playoffs. I was like locked in, super disappointed, but Thunder for sure. Okay,
cool. Well, you won't convince me that your song 23 isn't about Michael Jordan, which I think is honestly, I'm not gonna, or I might ask this question later, but sometimes I like to ask, what's a song of yours that is criminally underrated, which I think 23 is. Like, I feel like it deserves more listeners.
Hey, thank you, man.
Yeah, but I realize it's probably not about Michael Jordan.
Hey, I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan now. I was a hater when I was a kid because I was like, Kobe Bryant's the best. And now that everyone...
Kobe's amazing. Yeah, for sure. All right. All right, well, let's get into maybe some of the other sections. We didn't really talk too much about production or performance, but any strong thoughts in terms of production and maybe kind of how that has changed from your earlier efforts today?
Yeah, 100%, man. So like now, early on, I did it all my production. And that's a funny question because like, I don't believe that production's funny. Like you don't have to have something crazy produced. Like I use a producer now, but I won't do it forever. Like I want to go back to eventually doing like bare down acoustic stuff.
Sure.
Because like starting out, I thought, you had to. That's the only way you can, like, in my mind, it was like, oh, you go to this good producer, maybe you can get on the radio. I was like naive, like most people. And I couldn't do it. I was broke. So I just started doing it myself on like GarageBand, and people like enjoyed it. And as long as I was broke, I kept doing it myself for a long time. And those are the songs that really like got big. And now I'm in a phase. I have a buddy in Norman, Wes Sharon, who's great, and he produces me now. But I'm somebody that hops around. Like before we started this, I was upstairs turning my closet into a studio again because I want to do some like an acoustic album or something. So yeah, that's right now. But I don't know, like 80% of my stuff I produced on my laptop in GarageBand. Like Porchlight was on this laptop that's holding up my phone right now that doesn't work on GarageBand. Like that's how I did that one.
Oh, that's super cool. Well, for what it's worth, I'm a huge Wes Sharon fan.
He's amazing, dude.
I think Gravy knows, but a lot of the early Turnpike stuff is Wes, and I mean he's worked with everybody, so he's like just amazing. But I also think that there is something that, at least from my opinion, that differentiates your sound from others, and that the rawness of it, especially early on, I think created a little bit different lane probably for you. Would you
Sure.
agree with that, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how. It's weird how that worked out. But yeah, a lot of people prefer like my sound with nothing behind it. And I've always like struggled with that because inside I'm like, no, I want to, produce it, go to a good producer. And it's like 50-50 for me. Like I love working with Wes and I'm going to keep like, I'm sure I'll do more albums with him, but I know I'll do like, just for my sake, I'm going to do something by myself at home just because I'd be silly not to. It worked so well in the past.
Well, I think you can also tell if you go back and listen to kind of all of Josh's catalog. There's every once in a while you get a song that's a little soundscapey. You get kind of the bigger sounds, and that's super cool because you're like, oh, this is a deviation from a lot of what I've heard that Josh does. And
right.
Then, you get one that kind of surprises you a little bit, and you're like, all right, I don't know, exactly who was producing on this, but I know there was something going on that's different.
Right.
From before. So good for you for moving it around a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, man. I don't know. I don't really try not to. I'm not one of those guys that's like, I feel like everybody progresses into like has to be perfect, and I'm just not that person. Like I would put out a recording of me with my microphone. I would still put it out. I'm just not really nitpicky as most people, I would say, which might be a fault. I don't know. I put out some bad stuff before, to be honest, but it was early on.
Well, let me ask this: are you nitpicky when it comes to sound at the venue?
I don't even have I don't know how familiar you guys are with like sound and stuff. I don't have a front of house engineer.
Okay.
And for years, I used monitors, just like wedges, and now we use in-ears. And man, my voice doesn't go out anymore. It used to go out every show. So I'm picky now with my ears, but it's so much better than anything I've ever had. I'm like pretty much like, oh, this sounds amazing in comparison to like what it used to. And usually like I'll gauge the front of house by my brother, who's my tour manager, and he has got a really good ear. And usually everyone does a pretty good job for us.
Yeah. Do you sometimes when you go to ears, there's a tendency to kind of feel siloed a little bit,
Sure.
You're not necessarily hearing everything that's going on around you. Was
Yeah.
that a tough adjustment for you, or were you like having to pull out all the time, or?
Oh, I still do. But yes, tough adjustment. It's tough to have that same energy, unless you have like big crowd mics or something. But for me, like it's hard to, unless the crowd's just raging. Like we were in Billings, Montana this weekend, dude. I mean, one of the best crowds we've had in like the last couple years. They were just so loud, and like I know the whole thing is like you got to play the same to every crowd, keep it consistent. But man, the crowd is such a mirror of your own energy. Like,
sure,
that when the crowd's like that, you can't help. But it was just like we were having a blast up on stage. So I was definitely pulling my ears out for that show. But also, you could hear them like roaring without pulling them out.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Interesting as you get out west, how amped up folks get. And I know that we don't, we've had plenty of folks, like we've had Trevor on from the Cowboy and a bunch of artists from out west, Kenny and a bunch of those folks, but there's something different about the crowds out west. And maybe being in Texas and Oklahoma, we get a little spoiled and kind of used to a lot of live music, which is great.
I think so. That's been my experience.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love playing in Texas and Oklahoma, like that's where I got my start. But yeah, people that are like starved obviously want it more. They're like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a weird, learning how all the markets work, which I like that. So I like the business side. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to touch on that business side of it too, because we hadn't got to that piece of the pie. But looking at your tour, one, I saw you in Memphis. I think my memory's awful, but I'm thinking 2020, something like that. I know it was at Growlers.
Probably so. That was early on, man.
Yeah. That was a long time. That was a while ago. Feels like longer, honestly, but still, even in Memphis, we don't get a ton of Texas, Oklahoma artists stopping by back then, or even these days. It's very random, very sporadic. A lot of a lot of people just find their loop and never get off of it. But I appreciate the ones that do make those stops and ventures out to play the no telling what kind of crowd you're going to run into when you're out and about. But
Sure.
as somebody that was in one of those crowds, I appreciate you making the trip. Is that intentional for you to get outside of your comfort zone in your area?
Man, it wasn't even my plan. It was True Grit, who Ted worked for when I started. They are like the pioneers to me of like getting guys like me out of Oklahoma. Cause like Cody Jinks, to me, Cody Jinks, it's like hard to even remember he's from Texas early on because he had like a cult following in the Midwest. And like I've talked to him about it, and he got big first outside of Texas, when everybody else was big in Texas and bigger than him, like Randy Rogers, all those guys. And Cody left and got big. And we kind of followed that blueprint. Like we really, I would say, got bigger in like Minnesota, Wisconsin, up there. And then, people at home are like, oh, seeing the crowds and stuff, and you kind of just inherently become bigger at home. But yeah, we totally went up north versus like everybody else in our genre and age didn't really do that. But that's what kind of popped it off for us in the beginning.
Gotcha. And coming back home, okay. One other thing to follow up on that: family back home. They see your local shows and everything, and then they see, like you said, seeing the social media and whatever where things are moving for you in different places. Any reaction from from your tribe seeing those things from so far away?
They're after right now they're kind of numb to it because I think it's been happening for really since 2023 is like when the crowd started popping for us, and it's kind of been a baseline since then. So they're kind of used to it. But initially, yeah, it was like a high for everyone. I mean, it was for me. I was on like cloud nine, dude. When it first, like the crowds first started popping for us, it was just like unbelievable. You just think it's gonna, like, I'm naive, and you're like, oh man, now every song's gonna be a hit. We're gonna be playing stadiums,
Is that something on the performance side of that pie? Is that a lot of people come in, they grew up knowing they want to do this thing, but is that something that you had to grow into, or were you just like you said earlier? You said you were naive and were just throwing it out there and seeing what stuck. And did you do the performance the same way?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just kind of mirrored my performance off of dudes I was touring with. Like, I just kind of learned as I went. Like, my first touring band was Ward Davis. Like, he pretty much took us under his wing. Like, the booking company hired me, or I guess I hired them. I don't know. And they started throwing us out with Ward Davis. So I'd never toured, and I just watched Ward and seen how he did it. And I was like, okay, I guess that's how I'm going to do it. And I was influenced. My buddy Brent Kruger, he was my first lead guitar player, and he was a great teacher, and he's still a great friend. We still play together a lot, but he knew a lot. He'd been touring, not so much regionally, but he'd been doing it for the better part of 10 or 15 years, and he was like somebody I could learn from. So pretty much I was just surrounded by guys that knew what they were doing, and I guess, impersonated them until I became my own thing.
So with Ward, you learned you could be a smartass on stage.
Oh, he's hilarious, dude.
No.
Yeah. Learn to have a little sense of humor up there.
100%. There's Talbot. You take it after this. There's a guy named Hunter in the chat that wants to. He said ask you about your badass bass player.
About my what?
Your bass player. Your badass bass player.
Oh, Hunter's watching. Yeah, dude, he's a bum. He ain't got nothing better to do.
Somebody should be practicing.
I'll give him a shout out. He wrote a little bit of Porch Line. He wrote I think it was like literally 6 or 7 words, but he don't let me forget it.
Well, I mean,
fair.
This feels like a good dovetail. I've always felt like Porch Light was the song that kind of opened up a lot of folks' eyes to what you were doing. Is that a fair?
Yeah, dude, for sure. And it's not even like my favorite. Like, to me, like my whole personality when I listen to, I like heavier stuff. Like, I like the outlaw country, Like pretty much right now, I just listen to rock all day. That's all I listen to. I don't even, honestly, right now, I haven't listened unless, I don't know, it's rougher sounding country. I like that. Like my favorite song right now is, I'm obsessed with that Ryan Bingham new song, Let the Big Dog Eat.
Yeah.
And I guess that's country, but it's like a little,
Eh,
I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, personally, I like the heavier outlaw country stuff. But I mean, I obviously love the other stuff because I wrote Porchlight. But yeah, that's the one that took the crowds from like 80 people to 1,000. You know,
Yeah.
and it happened like crazy fast. It was just so weird.
And I think, I mean, I'm just taking a stab here, but for a lot of artists, that feels like the biggest jump. I know
Yes.
sometimes just getting out of bars or, getting out of dinner spots can be really difficult because you're giving up, maybe some consistent pay for something that may not be a sure thing.
Right.
But that jump from going from 100 folks to 1,000 folks is pretty significant. What did that do to your kind of mindset? And because you got a bunch more moving parts when you get 1,000 folks at a show.
Right. Man, funny enough, you think most people upgrade substantially into into like the business side, but we honestly kept it damn near identical. Like we didn't upgrade rigs. We kept doing most of it ourselves. Oh, granted, we had to do a little different. There was more people, but
Sure.
really, I tried to. I've always been like just growing up. My grandpa, my dad were the same, pretty frugal, and I was like tunnel vision. Like, all right, what can we do to turn this into like a lot of money instead of me blowing my money? You know. So
Sure.
I'm still like that in some ways, and so we kept it pretty narrow, and we had a lot of people disagree with us, kind of, I don't know, like management, and people were like, well, you should be doing this. And I'm like, it's working. Let's just keep doing it this way.
Right.
And, it might have been different had I done other stuff. It could have been bigger, but it's worked out really well, for everybody. Everybody in the band, we do good. We're not starving for money. Everybody does good. I try to keep it down so that we can afford to, do it for a living.
Yeah, no, that's smart. Was there anybody maybe in the music world that you kind of patterned that attitude after in terms of not necessarily pouring gas on everything and just kind of keeping within your means?
Yeah, I guess just the big independent guys like Cody. I looked up to him a lot. And I just like I don't know, I've always naturally liked the story of the underdog and the guys that can do it themselves. And I know sometimes, that bites you in the butt, but that's pretty much my attitude. Is like, I don't need that or this or this. And like I said, that might be to a fault. Hunter might agree with me. We ain't ever had a tour bus, a real one. So he's probably a little disagree, but everybody's pretty well that same mental wave that I'm on in the band. It's kind of like, we don't need this. We can do it.
Yeah, tour buses break down just like everything else, though.
Right, dude, and they're so
and it's more
freaking
when it
expensive.
does happen. Yeah,
I'm like thinking, like looking at the price of a tour bus. I'm like, dude, I could buy a giant house every year for the price of renting a tour bus for a year. It's
100%.
just insane.
It is nuts. It is nuts. Gravy, before we get to rapid fire, I do know that there's something that you want to talk about with one of Josh's cohorts, other artists.
Yeah. Well, first with the tour bus thing, because I just saw the post earlier today with the Dirty Bird. Is it going bye bye?
Man, it's been sold. It's gone.
Okay. So there is a slight upgrade, or there's an upgrade.
Yeah, we're. I mean, I guess you call it an upgrade. It's a nicer ride.
It's a different one.
It's a Mercedes Sprinter van. It's nice. It's the nicest thing I've ever toured out of.
Okay.
I do miss the bus days though. And like I said, it ain't a tour bus. It was $8,000 off eBay. My dad found it for me. So we rolled in that thing, dude. My dad drove us for the first 2 or 3 years all over. He's another influence. I didn't know how to travel. I'd never done anything like that. And he's like a CDL guy, so he knew how it worked, and that's how I learned, to the logistics of everything. And He put a new rear gear in that one I posted, and that thing would go, dude, 95, 96 down the highway. I'm not kidding you. It was if
Not
that bus
super
could
aero
talk,
either.
dude. We'd be driving home in the middle of the night. I mean, just my dad would just be ripping it, and we get home like an hour ahead of the ETA on the phone. It was just crazy times.
Yeah, that's not the most aero vehicle either.
No, you go down the big old hills, and that thing would be shaking. Oh, terrifying, dude. But we survived it.
Nice.
Inspired a bunch of songs, right? So
Oh, it did, man. Taught us that we did it pretty rough for the first 3 years. So that is also a reason that, we're not, I guess we're the way we are. We survived it. And
well, you also you were talking. You mentioned Jinx quite a bit. I mean, he did the Dirty Dolly days too. You know what I mean? So I mean,
right.
everybody knows that. That even the ones you look up to have done it. So
Right. It makes, at least I respect people more like that,
hmm All right. So a guy that's been on the podcast twice so far, and one of my favorite follows on social media is Joe Stam.
I can't get away from him.
I know.
I'm joking, dude. I'm joking.
But well, I mean, it's pretty damn hilarious, honestly. I wish uh, one, I want to know where that connection was made because we all enjoy it, and then two, I wish more people bullshitted like that. I know that there's a lot of stuff you got to keep off the internet. You know what I mean?
Right.
But still, man, there's so much serious stuff out there. We know a lot of people are buddies. I wish we could get those peeks behind the scenes sometimes too. So.
Right, dude. Where did me and Joe meet? I can't even remember. He opened a show for us. Hey, there we go. I like how that
heard
started.
the other podcast. He said that Joe has the award for the
Most open shows in the United States, dude.
1,200 opener shows a year or something.
My boy Stam's the greatest opener of all time. Shout out Joe Stam. I hope you're watching, dude. No, I don't know how me and Joe hit it off. I guess we're both idiots that like to joke around too much because, man, we were like pulling pranks on each other after the second time we met. I think, anyways. But yeah, he's hilarious, dude. Him and Ward are both freaking hilarious. Me and Joe are actually supposed to write some songs together, but he's been lazy and hasn't got back to me.
Well, I'm sure he'll get the message.
Yeah.
It's actually the roles reversed. I feel bad. I haven't done it. He's always wanted to write songs. I am too. I guess lately have been lazy. I need to get back to it.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense why he said, tell Flake Shelton. I said,
oh, man. Yeah, it tracks. I'll admit it, Joe.
Well, I think it might be the sports thing, man.
I was going to
There's
say
not
that too.
a ton of, I mean, you can tell pretty quick when you're talking to artists if they're, we'll throw something out there and they're not into the sports ball, So,
right. Yeah, a lot of guys are just like the musician guys. I'm not, but I know most of them are. I'm a sports guy first.
Joe's pretty sporty, so.
He is.
Yeah.
Even though his ankles are pretty weak, man. His old body's wearing out on him. You hate to see it.
That's terrible. Going back to the fourth slice of the pie, real quick. Do you think you not being in the music thing to start with, and you were debating on, like you said, the nursing and then these other different career paths. Do you think that actually is that why you enjoy that fourth? Because you mentioned that earlier that you actually enjoyed the fourth piece of the pie, and we do not. That's not very common. So.
It's not. I don't know why. I'm kind of, if I had to define myself, it would be sports and kind of a business-minded person. I've always, when I was a kid, I would make, at school, I made duct tape wallets and I'd sell them to my friends, or I'd sell Eversharps and stuff at school. And that's more like, my dad's like that. He's a business type of guy. So I don't know if that's just in my blood, but I've always kind of enjoyed the business side of stuff. So I guess that's maybe where it comes from.
That might be another thing with you and Joe. Joe's really good at the merch thing and all of
he
that
is.
stuff too.
Yeah. It's just cool. I like it because most, like you said, most musicians just do the music thing. And I don't know. I just wasn't born a music person. I like so many other things. And I love music. Obviously, I do it for a living, and it's
Right.
like my thing. But I'm just not like only a music person, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think variety's good. Folks, you can go to Josh's website under merch and get yourself a duct tape wallet.
That's right. Hey, I gotta start. I gotta start doing that again, man. Making
Oh
some
yeah,
dough at the merch table.
absolutely.
What you know, when people listen to your music online, and then when they come to see you at a show, especially these days, full band, what's the you know, what do they expect? What do they need to expect if they're going to come see you live compared to what they're listening to on Spotify?
I think early on they were shocked because that's kudos to my lousy production. People were like, "Dang, you sound way better in person than, than what your song sounded." And I was like, "I guess that's a compliment and an insult."
Yeah.
Uh, no, I think our live show's way more energetic at this point than most of my songs. You know, because we've kind of they've been out. A lot of them have been out a long time, and
That's what I
we've
was. Yeah,
changed. The live sounds definitely. It's just hard to emulate your live performance. I guess the closest is Wes. You know, our new stuff I think sounds a lot more like we do full band, and you'll hear that. We just wrapped up a new record, and I don't know when it's going to come out, but I think it sounds pretty dang close to our live sound.
you've gotten closer to that as time went.
Yes, just
Yeah,
as because I've kind of opened up and let the guys early on. You know, it was just me on a lot of the recordings, and now most of the band, well, I guess all the band. This last record is just the band, you
Nice.
know, us all. So obviously, I don't know why it took me so long to figure out, but now it sounds kind of like we do on stage.
do you think they're closer to those songs? Then
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I think it helps everybody because everybody wants to be artistic, and I'm just a control freak. Maybe that's the business part too. I'm not going to say I'm not. I totally am. And letting that go has obviously, not obviously, but has helped
mm,
everything, I think.
gotcha.
Josh? Is there a chance that maybe at some point in the future we might get a live album?
Yes. Yeah, dude. I've actually recorded a couple already.
Oh,
I've just been pretty picky. I just want one, to me, I want one through and through that I'm just absolutely in love with. And it's just been us tracking them. So, you know, really just testing the waters. But yeah, I want to do a live album for sure.
yeah, I know some folks that would love that. Um, so we are now to the rapid fire section. These are just off the top of your head. You don't have to think too hard on them, but
Okay.
we're just going to ask, and we'll see where it goes. So
Cool.
first question, Josh, what's your favorite chord?
Probably the G chord. And I'm a cowboy chord kind of dude, and that's the first one I learned. So
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Solid. Do you use Spotify to listen to music?
I do.
Okay. Any idea who would have been on your Spotify Wrapped? I know we're 6, 7 months away from when you get that report each year, but any idea who was in the top 5?
Last year, yeah, it was pretty spread out. Who was it?
Or who would be your current?
Yeah.
Who are
Let's see. My current would probably be. It's really spread out. I'd have to have some. Honestly, never thought I'd say this ever, but Metallica. I've listened to a lot of Metallica this year, and a lot of people don't like Metallica, and I didn't really until this year.
All right.
So I'd say Metallica, Waylon Jennings. I think he's always like in my top 5 every year. Who else? Let me see here. The Eagles last year were in my top 5.
Nice.
My brother's a big Eagles fan, and I dig the Eagles.
Mhm.
Let's see. There's got to be somebody else. I can't think, boys. Those
That's all
3
right.
definitely.
3's good.
All right.
Yeah. I want to know, you get to have dinner with one historical figure. It could be anybody dead or alive. Who are you breaking bread with, and what are you eating?
God, that's tough. I can't even think, man. Give me some ideas here.
Well, it could be somebody musical, or it could be,
Somebody you'd like to pick their brain.
yeah.
Okay, musical. My neighbor growing up was first cousins with John Denver, so I was always kind of infatuated with that. So let's go with John Denver.
That's cool. Yeah. What are you eating with John?
I'm just gonna go with steak. I love steak.
Yeah,
That's the most popular.
solid choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Johnny Cash, Denver or Cash, one of the two.
Maybe both. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be an
Yeah,
interesting pairing.
Wild Night.
You know, there's a video of them singing a song together, and it's amazing, dude. You should look it up. It's
I'm
like
pretty
really
sure-
blurry and old, but it's country roads, and Johnny Cash is singing it in like a really low octave, and then John Denver's like harmonizing with him. It's freaking cool.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
was thinking that was from Johnny's show, his TV show.
I think it was. Yeah, because they're like
Okay.
outside in the field. Yeah, it looked like something off a show.
That's badass. All right, you've seen a few of these. What does your ideal green room look like? What needs to be in it?
Some nice air conditioning. More than 3 or 4 seats. Couple couches would be nice.
Yep.
An extra room because we're idiots and just let everyone come hang out in the green room. And then like nothing against anyone, but people I wouldn't know either. But like before, when we're like 20 minutes before a show, you know, people don't take the hint to like go because they don't know, and I
Right.
wouldn't either. But it's like, oh man, we got to go to work. You guys got to mount.
Right.
So a side room's nice, just so we can like get changed and stuff, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because there'll be times when, you know, we going in the corner and putting on our pants because people are like still in the green room, and we're just like we're all too nice to be like, all right, guys, get out of
Kind of
here.
roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine that was something that probably changed once you started having the 1,000-person shows.
You would think. No, it's
been that
better,
way?
but we're still pretty laid back. I mean, we're not like it used to be. You know, there's not people partying in our green rooms unless it's like a close to home show. Then that's really what I'm talking about. Close to home shows, it's pretty much like,
Yeah.
we can either be jerks to all of our family members and friends, or we can just deal with it for one night. You know.
Speaking of close to home, are we sold out on Enid yet?
Yes, it sold out yesterday. I haven't.
okay. Awesome.
I didn't post it because I want to do something the day before. I think we're gonna do maybe like an acoustic indoor thing, and I'm just gonna announce it when I announce it's sold out. But it's definitely sold out.
Super.
I think it was, I don't know, sometime yesterday it sold out.
Very cool. All right. First concert you attended, first concert you paid to go see with your own money.
First concert I attended was Cat Fest and at the Zoo Amphitheater,
Okay.
and it was awesome. And the first country concert I went to, okay, Chris Stapleton, I'll go back to that real quick. He was also a big influence because I was pretty well only into, I liked country, but I liked rock more. And I heard Chris Stapleton's album, like Traveler, right when it came out. And I was like, that's like some badass country music, you know?
For sure.
It sounds like the old school dude. So that like relit the flame for like outlaw country for me. And then I seen him live and I was just like jaw on the floor, you know, like, dang, this is incredible.
Yeah.
So Cat Fest was my first. I started out with the rock shows.
Gravy, I
Which
think
also
that-
keeps it pretty simple, too. You know what I mean? Especially in those early days of the Stapleton stuff, it was a 3-piece band kind of thing.
Yes,
so.
dude. See, to me, that's like so respectable because I was like, dang, this dude's doing everything himself and he sounds so sick. It was just,
Exactly.
it was cool.
Well, Gravy, I think that Stapleton kid has a potential future.
Right?
Like, right? Maybe.
Yeah. He's doing okay.
Man, I don't know if I want to ask this or not, but
I
you've
got,
passed
Fire
a-
away.
Well, you've passed a few Buc-ee's in your day.
Yeah.
What's the thing that you can't leave Buc-ee's without?
Can't leave Buc-ee's without. I'm just going to say it's been a while since I've been to Buc-ee's, but every time I went, I would really just get beef jerky, which isn't even specific to Buc-ee's, but I just love some jerky. Though I haven't really ate jerky in the last year. All
Yeah,
day
stop
now.
by Buc-ee's. All right. Gravy, you want to ask your two important?
I got a different one to
you got
go
another
off of what he was talking about earlier. Y'all asked
Yeah.
about a live album. What would be your top live album? What comes to mind?
Man, it's so tough because all the ones that everyone's did, I don't really want to do it just because everyone else has already done it. So I would rather do like something off the wall, unique, and maybe smaller than like, because everyone does, you know, Billy Bob's, Canes, which is sick, but I would rather be a little different and try something different.
What
And there's-
what album would you say?
Oh, what album?
Yeah, as a fan. Which one pops to mind first?
My favorite album. Oh, like of mine?
Yeah, live album.
I would say the Oklahoma album. I would like to do that one live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Chris was asking which album maybe by another live version by another artist is one that you really like.
Dude, I know it's new and I'm disregarding all the old dudes, but the Traveler Stapleton album was like my favorite album ever.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Even though it's modern, like I like some of the old Willie Nelson albums are pretty sick. But I don't know, that Traveler Chris Stapleton album is like kind of what lit me on fire too. And all the Red Dirt, there's some sick Ragweed albums too. But for some reason, man, I just love that outlaw sound with all the screaming on Traveler. It still sounds country too. So definitely that's like leaps and bounds my favorite album of all time, any genre.
All right. And we got another one that said if you were stranded on a desert island, you could only keep one. This was sent to me. Which one would you choose, dumbbells or tank tops?
Ooh, that's reeks of Joe Stam.
It does a little bit.
Well, you don't need a tank top on an island, so you got to go with the dumbbells, man.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay. Yeah,
Joe Stam.
You can't keep the progress with a tank top.
Exactly.
Yeah, understand.
Right, and you're only
he
covering.
Take that out very well.
Right. You're going to get sunburn either way, you know?
Speaking of T-shirts, Gravy, we need the T-shirt question.
All right. Josh, are you going to wear, if you go see Joe Stam tonight, are you going to wear a Joe Stam shirt to his show? What's your stance on wearing artist shirts or merch to their shows?
For Joe, I would.
Okay.
Because he needs all the help he can get. He needs all the help he can get. I don't know. I don't really wear unless it's like old school dudes or friends, you know, but I don't like fangirl over like dudes in the scene that are bigger than me or like kind of on the same level as me, unless they're like buddies, then yeah.
You got you.
So,
well, buddies make sense.
Right.
What about when you see people at your show wearing your merch?
That's pretty cool feeling, dude. Especially in the beginning when I see it, I'm just like, people are wearing T-shirts with your name on it, and they want your autograph. It was just you just felt like a superstar, you know. Those were some of the best days. Was the early on days because you really do anything, but you get used to it as years go by, and just the feeling in the beginning, it was just so neat, and it still is, you know. It's just it was cool right when it first happened.
Yeah. No, we're trying to change the narrative one artist at a time to wear the merch to the show. That's what we're trying to do.
Oh, you want me to wear
support the art? No, we're trying to change the narrative as far as people not wearing the artist merch.
Hey, I'm cool with that. That's a great thing to try to do.
Yeah,
because it really is a thing. People don't do it.
Right. 100%.
Right. But we know that the artists love seeing it. So
yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I compliment people anytime I see somebody in my shirt, I say something about it.
Heck yeah.
That's a nice shirt you got there.
Exactly. It's the typical like dad style joke, like, man, that sure is a sharp looking shirt or hat or something.
I think that's why we like it. All right.
Can't stop myself.
I have one more rapid fire question, and then we're going to get you off to we're going to stay committed to getting you out of here in an hour. This question, let's see.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm trying to decide if I'm not going to ask him that one. I'm going to ask.
You can, dude.
No, you played some awesome venues. It's been fun to watch all the cool places that you've had the opportunity to play. But where's a bucket list venue? It could be in Oklahoma. It could be somewhere else. But one that you haven't played that you really want to play.
I would just like to headline the Ryman. I've played it, but I want my own Ryman headline. That would just be so cool.
Well, sometimes when we ask this question, like within a year, it happens, and we like to take credit for it. So
hey, there we go. If we make it, if it happens, y'all are the reason.
Just keep that in mind.
You guys work on it for me.
All right, sounds good.
That's definitely number one for me. Or, you know, typical. I sound so typical. Or headlining Red Rocks would be sick too. We've played it, but
yeah,
it's just different headlining, you know.
Sure.
Who were you with on the
Shane Smith, great dude.
Yeah, he's back there too.
We got Shane all
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's okay. He's doing okay too.
Right.
It every time an artist says rhyming or something like that, or playing the Grand Ole Opry, I always because we hear all of the music world hears so much anti Nashville stuff. You know what I mean? And
Right.
some of it is deserved, but they're also it's still so good that that you can tell the Grand Ole Opry, the rhyming means so much to artists
Oh
still,
yeah.
which is great because with all the fluff it's still nice to have those icon places mean so much to people
It
still.
is
So
cool, and it's so important that they're preserved because, like, if my grandpa was alive and knew I played the Ryman, like, he passed away
fair.
really early on in my music career. So it's like, to me, like, because it was so important and he looked up to it so much, like, I inherently do too. And yeah, it's definitely a special place. Just being in it was like incredible.
Cool.
Definitely. All right. So y'all make sure you go follow Josh on wherever where all your socials and everything, wherever you stream your music. We all are bad about listening to the music but not hitting the follow button. But that's part of the resume for any of the independent guys for sure. And go to a show, buy some merch, say hello, wear the merch to the show. All right, Josh. This started as a joke on episode 1, and now it is a requirement.
All
So
right.
all right. We need to know what your favorite Little Debbie snack is.
The donuts,
The little powdered.
the powder white donuts.
No, okay.
All right.
That's
Fair
got to
enough.
be, I think, anyways.
Yeah,
That's fair.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Now, for sure. For sure.
All right.
Hunter,
All right,
man,
folks.
Hunter, if you're still watching, that dude can down some Little Debbie donuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'd like a video, please. So, all right, folks. Thanks so much for joining, Josh. Thank you for making time. We really appreciate it. We will see y'all next week, next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Come hang out with us.
Heck yeah, guys.
See you.
All right. See y'all.